back to Candi Graham Fam, and today's video is I fell in love with a homeless, and it turned out he is a billionaire. This should be interesting because real true love, it hits home. It warms your heart. If anybody has ever been in love, they will know that you don't love somebody because of the objects that they have or the way that they look. You love somebody because how that person makes you feel inside. So let's get in this content. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you know whenever I upload a new content, and smash that like button if you want more content like this. And let's get into this.
Please like and subscribe. I was raised by my single dad who owned a multi-million-dollar company. Even though he was super busy, he always put me first, and I felt truly loved. He worked from home till I was 3, and then he hired the best nannies to take care of me while he was away. Life was good until one day, something really strange happened. I was 4 years old when one night I saw Dad working really late, and I decided to make him some hot chocolate. As I walked over to his desk, I suddenly tripped on the carpet and spilled it all over his laptop.
Oh my God, Brianna, you fried my laptop. It has so much important
Has that ever happened to you if you have kids or, younger siblings or anything like that? Because I know I have, and that is a disaster.
stuff on it.
Suddenly, I felt something happen to my face. I could feel my lips and nose and cheeks twitch uncontrollably. Dad noticed it and immediately took me to the doctor. She told us that face twitching was an involuntary condition, and it just happened to some people when they were stressed. There wasn't really any cure for it. When I turned 5, Dad enrolled me in the best school around. In the first lesson, the teacher asked us all to write a few lines about ourselves. But this girl next to me kept talking so loudly with her friends, I could hardly focus.
Hi, can you make a little less noise, please? I'm trying to write and… Gosh, are you telling me you're as stupid as you look? Don't interrupt me again.
Just then, my face twitched, and she looked even angrier as the others laughed. She thought I was mocking her, and after that day, Mona became my sworn enemy. And it just stayed that way forever, even when we got older. Once, when I was in 7th grade, Dad and I got stuck in traffic on our way home, and we saw a homeless couple on the pavement fighting over a sandwich. A boy my age was sitting near them with a basket of apples, and he came running towards us.
Sir, would you like to buy a pound of apples? It only costs $1, and with that, I'll buy dinner.
Dad bought 5 pounds and gave him $200. The boy's face lit up and he skipped off happily.
Poor kid. He should be in school, but his parents can't afford it.
Dad, why don't we do that? Let's send him to school. Please?
Can we? He smiled and nodded. A week later, Dad enrolled him in my school, and when the teacher introduced him to the class, I found out his name was Jack. He didn't seem to recognize me, and I never brought it up that I'd seen him before, or that my dad was the one who helped him. I didn't want him to feel embarrassed. But the rest of the kids were brutal, especially that Mona.
Hey, Jack, why do you walk to school every day? Where's your car, man?
Come on, guys. Can't you see how poor he is? His pants are 2 sizes too small for him, and all he eats for lunch are apples.
I wanted to punch her face, but Jack didn't even react and walked away. I asked Dad to get him new clothes, and the next day, Jack looked so much happier. One day at the end of class, the teacher asked Jack to collect everyone's assignments. As he was walking through the aisle, someone stuck a leg out and he tripped and landed hard on the floor. I rushed forward to help him, but Mona got there first and threw a whole bottle of ink on him. That was it. I grabbed her bag and threw everything out of the window.
That girl is spoiled rotten to treat people that way. I think some people act like that because they think that they just have it just that made that they, and I guess in a way, I think people bully people because there's usually something going on in their life, in their home, and so they got to pick on the weaker person. That's what I really truly think.
She screamed and pulled my hair. I turned around and slapped her face. As we wrestled, we went crashing into a poor kid's solar system project, sending planets flying everywhere. We both ended up in detention, but it was worth it. The next day, I saw Jack walking towards me in the hallway, and I felt nervous. It was the first time we'd be talking. As he got close, my face started twitching. He stopped and abruptly turned away. Oh no! Jack, please stop. I didn't mean to tease you. You just wrinkled your nose like I'm something disgusting. I thought you were different after what you did yesterday. Just let me explain, will you? I told him about my condition and his face softened. We started hanging out after that, and soon we became friends. Well, I started having a small crush on him. He was sweet and simple, unlike any of the other rich, hoity-toity boys I knew. A few days later, at a park entrance, someone was selling lottery tickets, and we both got a ticket each for fun. The results were posted online the next day, but Jack said he was too nervous to look. I laughed and took both tickets and started scrolling through the results. My eyes almost popped out when I saw some numbers. The winning one was mine. OMG, I just won the $10 million lottery. I didn't really need it, but this money could change Jack's life. So without another thought, I switched our tickets. Oh my God, Jack, you've won freaking $10 million. Can you believe this? He stared at me in shock.
That is such the sweetest thing. That just breaks my heart, like, in a good way. Like, there's not a lot of people out here that are that caring and just that generous. Really, there ain't too many people.
Then started whooping and jumping around like a crazy moment of my life. I was so excited to meet him after the weekend, but as soon as I entered school, I spotted him in a corner surrounded by some kids, including Mona. Gosh, couldn't they just leave him alone? I rushed forward and shouted, "Just knock it off and stop bullying." No, Brianna, relax. They're my friends. I stared at him in disbelief. Friends? These guys?
They're only his friends because now he has money. That's the only reason.
Turns out, Jack was on the local news for being the lottery winner, and now everyone in school was suddenly his friend. Kids were swarming over to our table at lunch and nearly knocked me off trying to sit closer to him. Everyone wanted to know what he'd do with his millions. And well, he was spending them. One day, the flashiest yellow sports car drove up to school, and Jack jumped out of the back seat. He was now wearing branded clothes and carrying the latest iPhone, showing everyone pictures of his mansion. I was really happy for him, but he was suddenly so busy with all these new people and going to parties, I barely got to see him anymore.
Yep, he forgot all about you. And that's how it is in the real world. Like when people go to jail, you know, they got all these friends, and then when they get locked up, they have nobody. I mean, it's just reality, people.
So one day, I texted him to ask if we could meet later, and he said he'd love to take me out for dinner. In fact, he picked out a really fancy restaurant, and it kind of felt like a date. But I was so mad when I kept waiting for 3 hours, and he never showed up. He wouldn't even pick up his phone. On my way home, we were driving past some cafes when suddenly I yelled at my driver to stop. I spotted Jack under a streetlight, putting his scarf around a girl's neck and pulling her in for a kiss. And the girl was freaking Mona. I stormed over to them. "What the heck, Jack? You stood me up for dinner, and what are you doing with her?"
He's kissing me, twitchy face, because I'm his girlfriend.
His what? Jack, are you crazy? Gosh, Brianna, I totally forgot about dinner. And no, I'm not crazy. Mona has apologized for everything to me, and she's actually really sweet. No, she's not, Jack. Can't you see she's suddenly into you because you're rich? That's why all those other people are your friends too. What's your problem, Brianna? Why can't you just be happy for me? Does it bother you that I'm not your poor friend anymore?
The one you can feel sorry for and take care of? You just can't stand that I'm as rich as you now.
I can't believe you just said that. And suddenly, my face started twitching horribly.
God, I hate when your face does that. It's so annoying.
I snapped and slapped him across the face. I don't even know who you are anymore. And with that, I ran back to my car with angry tears down my face. I was heartbroken, and I told Dad everything that had happened that night.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart. And I'm sad to hear Jack's turned out this way. He'll soon realize he's lost the best friend he ever had.
Well, it didn't look like it would be anytime soon, because he and Mona were now the hottest new couple in school. I could hardly stand to look at those two. But thankfully, the next few weeks, I was too busy working with my science club members to see much of them. Some professors from Harvard were coming to judge our projects, and we had a chance of winning a spot in a super exclusive summer program. When it was my turn to speak out at our presentation, I started off really confident. But just then, I spotted Mona and Jack in the auditorium pointing and making faces at me. I tried to focus, but I felt so flustered. My face started twitching and I forgot all my words. I turned to leave and I tripped and crashed straight into our project. As I saw Mona and Jack laughing from the corner of my eye, I picked myself up and ran away from there. I couldn't believe my best friend had become a spiteful jerk, ruining everything for me. I just never spoke to him again.
That happens, people, when they don't have nothing, they're going to take whatever friendship that they can get, you know what I mean? And it's usually the best ones that they can get. And then as soon as they, get on their feet and things change in their life, then their life changes as well, and it's sad, very sad.
2 days before the end of high school, I was walking past the principal's office when I saw Jack inside.
What's happened to you this past year? You've ignored all my warnings and now you've failed 3 subjects. You're not graduating high school. You'll have to repeat a year. What? Come on. Surely we can find another solution. How about I pay you 10 grand and you make my bad grades go away?
Get out of my office, Jack. I quickly walked off before he could see me. He was so smart, but he'd just been wasting his time over stupid things. And Mona publicly dumped him the same day when she found out because she said she didn't want to be with a loser anymore. I graduated high school with flying colors, and of course, Dad came to attend.
Oh, hello, sir. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Well, I was hoping to see you graduate along with my daughter, Jack. Your daughter? What's her name? Brianna. What? Brianna is your daughter? Yes. In fact, she's the one who insisted I send you to school all those years ago. You have a lot to thank her for, son, including that lottery ticket you think you won.
I was gathering my stuff from the locker when suddenly I found Jack standing behind me. What do you want?
Brianna, I know what you did. What kind of crazy person gives away $10 million?
What? How do you know that?
It doesn't matter. Just tell me, why did you do that for me?
Jack, when I saw you as a kid on the roadside, it broke my heart to think you didn't get as lucky as me to be born to rich parents. That lottery ticket was also just dumb luck. I didn't do anything to deserve it, but I really believed you deserved a better life. I still believe that, and I don't regret giving you the money at all.
I can't believe I was such a terrible jerk to the best person in my life. I'm really, really sorry. I don't deserve your forgiveness or your friendship, and I won't ever bother you again. Goodbye, Brianna. I hope you have a wonderful life.
He walked away, and I had a lump in my throat as I watched him leave. A few years later at university, I was studying in the library one evening when I realized it was quite late. As I was walking back to my apartment, I suddenly felt like I was being followed. I looked around to find 2 masked men right behind me. I tried to run, but they caught up instantly, and one of them snatched my bag as the other pushed me to the ground. Just then, someone came out of the shadows and punched one of them. To my shock, I saw it was Jack. The 2 men started beating him up as I screamed for help. Just then, a policeman came around the corner and the 2 men ran away. I called an ambulance and immediately rushed Jack to the hospital. He was unconscious and in really bad shape. He went into a coma. 10 days later, I was sleeping on a chair by his bed when I felt a hand on mine. Oh my God, you're awake?
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Jack, why were you there that night? How did you even know where I was?
I regret what I did to you so much, Brianna. So I made a promise to myself to always look out for you. I was too stupid to notice, but all those years, you were my guardian angel. You watched over me and stood up for me when no one else did. I owe you my life forever, and I love you, Brianna.
Finally, you sound like that sweet boy I used to be friends with. I forgive you, Jack, and I love you too. And with that, I leaned in for a kiss.
That was a very touching video. Like, I'm glad that they, he, opened his eyes and realized, I guess her dad kind of helped that out too, to realize what was in front of him all along. And it's nice when people realizes that, and when they take back what was theirs all this time before, and it's just heartbreaking. Like, I don't know, it just warms my heart, warms my touch. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this video, and have this ever happened to you anytime in your life? It ain't got to be like you've been rich or anything like that, because I know I'm not rich at all by far means. So just any kind of situation where you try to help somebody out and then they turn on you, and then y'all got back to where y'all supposed to be. Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what other videos you would like me to react to. Until next time.